everyone, it's Imogen and welcome back to Colouring Kid. Happy New Year to all of you. This video will be released on the 1st of January. I'm not sure yet whether this is going to be 1 or 2 parts. I'll see how I go. Probably 2 because that's what I have done previously. But today's video is going to be all of the pictures that I've coloured in 2021. So I do this video annually now because January 1st was the first day that I uploaded a video to my channel, so it will have been 3 years. So this is my channel's 3-year anniversary, which I can't believe. I started my channel 2019 and it's just come so far. So I just want to say before we get started, thank you so much for supporting me all of this way. I just can't believe that I've almost hit the 5k milestone, which I could never have imagined, to have gained such a wonderful community and just to still be loving this hobby, because in the past when I've done hobbies I've just done them for a bit and then kind of moved on, but this has been something that I've really stuck with, and I think that is down to being in the community and being with people and sharing my work and just loving the whole process. So yes, thank you so much, as I said, for all of your support for the past 3 years, and here's to the however many more years. So I'm going to get started and share everything. I've kind of put them into groups by artist for the first couple of books, and then the other ones are kind of where I've only done one. So I'm going to start with PDFs first, because I have actually done a few, and what tends to happen with these is that we either put them up around the house or I keep them in my folder kind of just as a memory thing, because I tend to do PDFs for particular things because I usually work in books, but when I don't work in books it's because of a particular reason. So most of these have kind of a reason behind them, like why I've done them, which I think is really nice. So I like to keep them in my folder as a memory. So let's get started with these. I do have quite a few. So this one I remember was during lockdown, the lockdown we had from January to March 2021. I remember doing this, and Johanna gave this away as a free PDF, and what I decided to do was just simply use some gel pens and outline everything with a black fine liner and do some pastel in the background. And I remember really enjoying doing it because it was just different from everything else I'd done. You know, it didn't require any shading, and you know, I think it's just a lovely quote as well. So that was a fun one. We then have this one. This one was quite a memorable one for me because it was a bit out of my comfort zone. This was for Rosie Crafted Colours Halloween colour along for the whole year, and I decided to do a Halloween colour palette with flowers. I really like how it came out, and I used marker and Arteza white gel pen, again a Uniball black fine liner, and some Pencil Hybrid Dual Metallic glitter gel pens as well. So yeah, that was a really fun one, and I like how that came out. This one was for the release of Flowerscape by Maggie Anterios. So I think I did this in February, and then I got the book a couple of months later. Again, this was just marker, and I had so much fun doing this because it was good to just use marker, because I knew that I wouldn't be able to use marker in the book because it's double-sided, and I don't tend to use marker in books anyway. Sometimes I do if they're single-sided, but I generally use pencils. So yeah, it was a great opportunity to just have fun with my markers, try and blend them a bit, and it was, you know, a nice wreath pattern as well. This one's special because it was the certificate that Johanna Basford gave when Worlds of Wonder was released, and this one took me quite a while and I really enjoyed it. This one had black marker in the background. That took quite a while because I had to go in all the nooks and crannies, and I used a fine liner as well to help, and it has quite a limited colour palette as well, which was something I was trying to do. So I can't remember if I was basing it off anything. I honestly can't remember. I don't think so. But yeah, I again really enjoyed doing that. These are all on just random papers, by the way. Some of them have the moleskin paper. I have a moleskin sketchbook that I wasn't using, so I decided to use it, hence the rounded corners here. Some of them are De La Roni smooth heavyweight card. Some of them are just other random paper. So this one was the Mariola Budek colour along that, again, I very much enjoyed. So this was a bit out of my comfort zone because I was doing hair, I was doing skin, and I used polychromos apart from the blue tip, which was Holbein. So again, you know, I don't tend to use them on their own. So I'm just so thrilled with how this one came out. And I just really loved doing it because it was out of my comfort zone and something a bit different. And I've seen in the past so many people doing, you know, amazing skin, amazing hair. And I think especially I liked doing the hair because I like doing strokes. I like the flicking motion. I think I still could work on my skin a little bit, but overall I was really happy with it, and it helped that some of the shading was already there already, and because I've coloured blue tips as well a lot, I kind of knew what I was doing with those. This was just a fun one. One time I thought, you know what, I just want to use some marker, and I think it was when I got my 6 set of Spectrum Noir pastel markers. And so I just used most of those, went over with a bit of fine liner to add some doodles. That was a really simple one, but I like that. This was for the Julius Spiri colour along. And I did a premiered 2-part tutorial for this. And again, just something a little bit different. I did marker and then pencil. I used Jelly Roll. Pencils I used were Faber-Castell Eco pencils, so I was limited to 36 colours, which was a good challenge. And I also blended them with my favourite blender pens, well, the only blender pens that I know of actually, these Derwent ones. If you do know of any others, I'd love to know, but I think they might be the only ones and I really like them. Yeah, pastel for the background. Just a fun, really fun one, and again that's special because of the colour along. This one I was so thrilled with, and again this is special because it was the one of 2 pictures that Rita Berman released before her book Minoriser Europa came out. So this was kind of the promo picture, if you like, and I saw so many people doing it and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to have a go with some water-based brush markers, not worry about pencil, see how I do. And I actually made these into stickers as well, and yeah, I just had again a lot of fun trying to blend them. It was very out there for me, it was bold, and I'm glad that I challenged myself to do that. And I also used I've got it here, a neon yellow gel pen to go around the lights, and I really like the effect that it's created. I went around the ladybirds. Just going to tilt it. I'm hoping you can see the kind of yellow outline that's been created. It's showing up a little bit darker on camera, but yeah, that was really cool. I liked doing that, and usually I would just default to using pencil, but I thought, you know what, I'm going to use neon because it's bright already. And then I also use neon on the butterfly as well. Got another Rita page. This is a recent one actually. This is a buddy colour with my mum. We haven't quite finished it yet, or she hasn't finished hers. This one was a few of those water-based markers. So like the base for the pumpkins, the leaves, and then I went over again with Holbein pencils this time, and also the Graby metallic watercolours. I've shown them a lot recently. You can find them in my embellishments video, in my haul for November. And again, I used the technique with the neon gel pen there. So yeah, that was a fun one. Again, the opportunity to, well, none of it came through actually, but the opportunity to use markers in different media was really good for this, because again, I don't use that sort of thing in my books. This is my mum's. hopefully we're going to do a colouring session at some point, but I don't know if she'll continue with this or do a more wintry Christmas page. This one was lovely because it was just, again, an opportunity to use marker. I used the marker so much to the point where the paper was literally wet to try and blend them as much as possible. And you can see from the back, I mean, it worked. I love the effect. And I did some of these for my grandma, and I think I did, must have been 12, a couple of years ago, for her like colouring calendar. I've mentioned those before that I did for her and my mum. So I will either give it to my grandparents to keep up with the others, but we have had it out. It's nice and small. Again, limited colour palette. And the final one, oh no, not the final one, apologies, there's another one. This one I can talk about now. I think I showed it in my completed pages for November, but this was a really fun project that I did. My aunt's friend, her friend got into contact with me and wanted to do a video advent calendar for their school. So I was so excited to participate. So I did a tutorial showing how I did some of the elements on this page for the kids, and then they coloured along. So it was so sweet of them to ask me, and it was very fun doing this. And I was limited again to just 12 Pablo pencils, so I thought, well, I'll just use my 12 tin that I've got because, you know, they're like basic colours. And then I just used a couple of felt tip pens as well, and then some stickles. So that was a sweet one. I just really enjoyed doing that. It was something very different, and I'm really happy with it. And then this final one, these are free Clara Markova gift tags that Clara released last year. And again, this was just the time I wanted to use marker, and I used a couple of Graby acrylic paint markers. I'm not sure if you can see, but I was especially happy with the bow, which is a green colour, which I wouldn't normally go for, and then a bluey teal acrylic paint marker on top. So yeah, I just felt like doing one and not the whole thing. But yeah, I've made gift tags this year, so I might actually colour them one year. But yeah, I made them with some Cambridge imprint paper this year. Okay, so that took a lot longer than I thought, so I have a feeling it definitely will be 2 parts. If it is 2 parts, and it definitely will be, this video will be going up on January 1st, as I said, and then probably the next one will be the week after, the following Saturday. We'll see how many videos I manage to get done. Although I'll need to do all my completed pages and things like that. So, oh, this might not be January 1st then. I'll have to see. I will do explain my kind of schedule for the month. Sorry for being so indecisive. I literally have suddenly realised. I'll figure it out. Okay, so then we have Miniature Secret Garden by Johanna Basford. So now I'm going into the actual books now. So I've got Johanna Basford first. The only one I did in this, because I got it last Christmas, was this one. And I have to say, I'm not that happy with it. It was just a kind of quick one that I was doing. I'm much more happy with the nameplate page that I did. So yeah, not my most favourite picture ever, but it was, yeah, a very quick one to do, but very sweet. Then we have Ivy and the Inky Butterfly, of course. So I'll show the old page versus the new page. So the pages that I've done, and admittedly it's not a lot this year, start from the Wonder Room page. So I finished this early January. I was determined, and I did finish it. It was about a 6 month project, but I did it. So this is a mixture of pencils, Prismacolor, polychromos, Holbein, a lot. And it is detailed, and it's one of those that I just had to keep coming back to. Ooh, now this is going to be a little bit fiddly. Okay, then I'm pretty sure I'd already done the butterfly. Yep, I'd already done that. Then we had this whip, which again I completed in January, which was all the same colours as the butterfly. So that was very fun to do, especially like the gradiated background. So then these two, same colour palette. So this was a buddy colour with Kate and Zoe. And then I did the same colours for the opposing page. That's one of my favourites I've done. I'm really thrilled with that. And then these two pages have the same colour palette as well. Something a bit out of my comfort zone, but I loved it. Really like these flowers in particular. I did... Oh, which page did I do first? I honestly can't remember. I think I did this one first, and then I went back and did this one because I was unsure and I was deliberating about this bordered background, and I did ask Rika Colour about it, and in the end I decided to do it, and I'm pleased I did. It was scary drawing in the book, but yeah, I am pleased I did. And then the whip I've started, which I haven't got far with, and you probably won't be able to even tell, is this one. So I've done the cloud background and that's it. And I was really hoping to get further with this book. But you know what? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I've done 8 pages. That's not bad for me actually. But this is going to be, I'm telling you now, like a 5-10 year project. It's just going to take ages, but I want to take my time with it. I mean, the last one took me a year. And this one's already taken me nearly 2 years to do this much, but I have other things that I'm working on, so yeah, that's everything in that so far. And I'll just quickly show you those pages in my old copy, which I did. Oh, this is 2017 to 2018. God, that feels like a long time ago. So this was my first Wonder Room page. I'm so much happier with my new one. The butterfly. Again, most of these I have, for me, have improved. So that's what I'm happy about. I like to see the progression. I actually really like this one, and I kept most of it the same in the new one. Again, same here, but I just kind of didn't do the orange. I prefer the bordered background that I've done in my new copy as well for this, so I'm pleased about that. And I'm glad that I didn't do this bright orangey colour again. So this is the mammoth page I'm going to be tackling next, and I will be doing the hydrangeas pretty much the same. Most of this will be the same. So that's everything in that. Okay, we then have Worlds of Wonder. This was the new release from Johanna Basford this year, which has actually got 2 books released. I haven't got 30 Days of Creativity yet though. First one is the nameplate page. Some of these pages you will have seen before in my book purchases of 2021 video, which will have already come out by the time you see this. This one was Prismacolor, just Prismacolor, and I've just been using Prismacolor actually in this book. A few fine liners as well. Haven't put my name in that yet. Paper feels different in this. I really like it. It's amazing quality. This one, again, Prismacolor pencils and Pentel metallic gel pens and Uniball metallic gel pens and Arteza white gel pen. This was inspired by Erica at Elm Colours. Love hers. And I like the fact with this book by Johanna, I don't feel the need to do backgrounds. It's lovely. It's just gorgeous. And there are some more simple pages as well, which I really appreciate. And then we have this one, which is a buddy colour with Effie. This, again, Prismacolor pencils. My Jelly Roll glaze pens were running out at this point, so I had to get some more. And I used an Arteza white gel pen as well. And a copper Uniball metallic gel pen. I wanted to do a kind of Battenberg effect, and the camera is not picking it up very well, but I've done alternating yellows and then pink for the background. And initially I did it so bright and I had to change it because I just was not happy with it. And I thought, you know what, if you're burnishing that background, then everything else is just going to get lost. So instead, and this is something that I will definitely be doing again, I just did a light layer of the colour instead. And I think it, for me, works a lot better because the pink that I'd done was as burnished as this pink here. So if I'd done that for the background, yeah, I don't know what I would have done. So I'm happy that I changed my decision. That happens with me sometimes. We all do it, and I'm gonna obviously say when things don't go right, and yeah, it didn't. So I'm very glad that I changed it. And if I notice something's not quite right, I tend to change it as soon as possible rather than keeping it, because that background would have been quite hard to rub out and do again after I coloured all the other elements. So that's why I started with the background for that particular one. Okay, so moving on to Clara Markova. I have done so many of these postcards, and this will probably take quite a while to get through because I have actually done quite a few. So last year I did 3 because I got them at the end of 2020, and then we start from here. So I have done 7 this year, which is very good for me. I was aiming to do 1 a month, realised that my expectations were probably a bit high, and decided instead to just do them when I felt like it. And so I've kind of done 1 every couple of months. This one was February. Oh, and technically this is actually a colouring that I did last year that I've added for the band. Sorry, I'm getting off track. Right, so this was February. So this one was inspired by Emma Bridgewater for the actual jar with the hearts. I used Black Widow pencils, a few Prismacolor for the bow and the hearts, Arteza pencil for the background, blended with Zest It Blend. As I've said before, it's a recurring theme that I use many different pencils. And then I have a grey Jelly Roll glaze, and then my new favourite product of 2021. This is the Stardust paint from Calirio, which is pure glitter. So I coloured the wings blue and then added it, and you're not going to be able to see this light. I'm so sorry. You can't see the full effect of it at all. But it's gorgeous. It's like Wink of Stella, except it's better because it sets and it doesn't come off. So I'd highly recommend that. Oh, and Jelly Roll Gold Metallic as well. So these are quite neutral, pastel, typical palettes of mine. They get a bit more adventurous. These were definitely out of my comfort zone, especially because this was a Chris Chang tutorial. So then again, this was Black Widows, and actually this was just Black Widows. So this was before the Dragon pencils came out. This must have been April, March. Yeah, March, April time. But I did have the Monarch pencils. And when I got the Monarch pencils last year, that's when I kind of went full steam ahead with my Black Widows, and I've been using them so much, and they're now up there with some of my favourite pencils. So a cool effect I did, I used some of the new Pentel Hybrid dual metallic pens. It was a pink with green glitter, and I put it on the red, and so now it shows up green. I love that, I really do. Same things really in terms of embellishments. You know, got the Stardust paint. Just nice to experiment. I put yellow on the purple flower, yellow again on the purple tutu here. So yeah, the only thing I'd say about these, as much as I do love them, I wasn't as adventurous with these as I have been with future ones. So I'm still so thrilled. This is one thing that I'm aiming to complete at some point, and I've done 10 out of 32, which is quite good for me, considering I have only had them for just over a year. So this is going to kind of be my project, as well as Minoriser Europa for 2022. And I definitely won't finish them, but I want to get a little bit closer. So this one, I started to get a bit more adventurous. I was using a darker purple instead of my common light purple. was using a bright pink, reddish pink, which I was very happy with. Green dress, usually I go for purple, pink or blue. That was interesting for me. So yeah, overall quite a few accomplishments that I did with this. Also I did a cloudy background that I drew in myself, so I didn't just do a gradiated background. So yeah, some new challenges for this one. Oh, and I have forgotten to colour the backs of lots of these, but I can always go back and do those at some point. It's not a biggie, you can't see them anyway. So this one was inspired by a colour palette from my colour palette book. I wanted to make her look like Tinkerbell. So again, I've done a green dress, but a little bit of a different dress. I've got Jelly Roll glaze on her wings. Oh, and I've forgotten to put glitter on one of the dots. Oh well. This is all Prismacolor, so a bit out of my comfort zone again, just using one set. I'm really happy with this green colour. I used Zest It Blend a lot and the Derwent Blender pens. I've got a few pencil hybrid gel metallics and also some metallic gel pens. Jelly Roll glaze again. And then for the sponge on the cake, I did pointillism with fine liner to kind of get that spongy effect. So that was quite a fun technique that I decided to try. So we then have this unicorn one. This was for Valentina's Unicorns and Dragons colour along, which she did. Valentina is at Universe Art. Her channel is amazing. And she is also on Instagram, so I was very inspired by that to do this postcard. I don't think I would have done this one as soon as I did if I hadn't have been inspired by the colour along. I also want to say, and I'm so sorry if I've got this wrong, this was inspired by Mandy Ronaldson on Instagram. Her unicorn was what inspired me, and I decided rather than just doing it grey or pink, I would do it multicoloured like her. So again, it's going to be quite hard to see, but I've mixed lots of colours together. The background, I just searched up magical background and decided to go with that. This is all Black Widow pencils, and I remember doing this. This must have been June, July. So yeah, I'm very happy with this. I also did a cool thing with the butterflies. It's a tiny thing, but I wanted to try it. The actual butterflies are pink gradiating to green, and then I've done parts of their wings see-through. So yeah, overall, again, a page that I was experimenting with, and yeah, I really like it. The only thing that I would do next time is tone down this green, but it's a magical page, and actually I think that the kind of boldness of it in this case works. But I just think it needs something to balance this olive colour with the bright colours here. Maybe I should have darkened her dress a bit, but yeah. With all of these postcards, and it's not often that I say this, but truly every single page, postcard, sorry, I keep getting muddled between them. Every single one I genuinely really like. And that only happens rarely, and that's the reason that I want to try and finish them, because I have taken time over them and I want to try and build them up and complete them. Usually if there's a page that I'm not too happy with, it kind of puts me off trying to complete a book or do multiple pictures in it. That's just how I am. I know it's silly, but yeah, that's just what happens. This one, okay, now I will let you into something with this. I started this and you can actually see the whip. I think it was July, August. I just decided to start it. I think I started off with one of the flowers down here, and I really didn't like it. And I think I used Castle Art pencils, and I did a really vivid purple, and I just was not pleased with it. So I rubbed it out, started again. I still used Castle Art pencils for the rest of the page apart from this, and this was Luminance. And also a couple of other pencils. And I'm pleased that I did that, because it was, I got to a point where I was like, oh my god, I've ruined it. And I thought, oh no, if I don't fix this, I'm never gonna complete all of the postcards. Luckily I managed to save it, and I've done another But yeah, that was close. The technique I was trying with this was to kind of make these mushrooms a bit different with leaving some white. I also used the cast arts and did kind of a wood effect, kind of like how I did hair, but just flicking across. Really like that. But yeah, my favourite bit is this gradiated. Oh, and no, the name of the flower has lost me. I'm so sorry. But yes, now very minimal embellishments for this. It was just a Jelly Roll glaze, Arteza white gel pen, and Jelly Roll gold metallic, because we were away in Devon and I didn't have many embellishments with me, but they're my staple embellishments. That's what I'd recommend. And this final one was October. I am so happy with this. This is one of my favourites purely because of all of the new things that I was trying. Firstly, I was so happy with myself. I did a orangey brown background. That never ever happens. And the reason I did it was because I did it in another book as well, which I'll show you. So that was a first. I also used bright orange, which I don't usually do. So that was something I was excited about. I was also experimenting with her skin and doing more of a tanned colour. I used the Polycolour pencils, and I used the Kohinoor Polycolours in a couple of other places as well. So that was different. Also, I did a kind of ochre brown dress. And as I've said, usually I would just go for blue, pink or purple. So overall, there were lots of things that I was just trying out. I used the Stardust again. I used the colour palette that I always use for my bats. So yeah, there were a lot of things that I was chuffed with this. Even down to the tiny details, like the bow here, for any of you that are interested. This bow is on the white dots. There's a base of the Stardust paint, and then I've whited them out with the Arteza white gel pen. Just tiny things like that. I love embellishing them. It takes me about an hour. I really enjoy doing it. On her hair, I've done streaks of purple with glitter on them. And because they're smaller, I just love taking the time to do them. So the next thing I'm working on, which I haven't finished yet, is this one. And go me, I've actually done the pages, or some of them, that I really wanted to do this month. So I thought I'll just let myself start one of these because I really wanted to. I'm doing a horizon background. There'll be more blue and pink in here. And if I don't like how it turns out, I will rub it out. So when I come to finishing this, it may be completely different. But I didn't want to do a blue background because I'm already doing blue-grey for the snow. And I want the background to be different from everything else, because the fairy is going to be red and green. So yeah, I just wanted something completely different so that the fairy was at the forefront. So we'll see how it goes, but this could be subject to change, definitely, because I have had it before, as I've said, with backgrounds where I decide to change it around a bit. The only other thing, which I probably won't finish, this was just an experiment, is this. Clara Markova gave this as a freebie this year, which was very kind of her because she's been terribly busy this year moving, and a book's coming out next month. This is toned tanned paper. I haven't bought it. I just had it in a pack of papers. This is like a one-off one that I have, and I just decided to test it out. I've backed it with red cards so that it's thicker. I've just used Prismacolors just to test the opacity, and they've worked quite well. So the snow, I've just burnished the white. It was starting to hurt my hand though a lot, so I might come back to this. I don't know. It was just a fun experiment, and if I don't come back to it, that's absolutely fine. These were a couple of postcards I was trying to make, I guess, photocopying them from Rita Berman's books, but she must have read my mind, because then she's obviously brought out her postcards. So yes, that is everything from this. That's taken a lot longer than I thought, so definitely there will be 2 parts. I'm going to try and do some more things in this video, but yeah, just stay tuned for the rest of the parts if you're interested. Okay, so I've just been having a think about scheduling. It will all be down in the description for you if I remember, but I've decided that this video will be going up on January 1st, and I know I'm babbling about that, but obviously you'll see it on January 1st. Okay, so the next book is Fairy Celebrations by Clara Markova. So I've done 3 in here, which I was quite pleased with, considering I was focusing on the postcards. These have all been buddy colours with Effie, so yeah, I just want to thank her for doing the buddy colours with me, but also, you know, I'm being able to colour in this book more. So this one, I really like how it came out. I do feel like I did default to my regular pastel colour palette, and that's something that I want to try and change, which is what I've been doing with the postcards, because yes, I really like colouring anything, but I just want to try and get myself out of my comfort zone a bit more. Like, I could have deepened up this sort of thing and done shadows and stuff more. So yeah, there are things that I would change now. This was back in, when was this? April? Maybe, I don't know, March. I did colour and chat at Sammy's technique with the wings, so thank you for that, Sammy. I really like how they came out. And we have this one, the swans. I followed the Chris Chang tutorial. I did change a few things. I didn't do the background all the way to the edge. I quite like the gradiated effect. I did the swans though, how she did, and oh my gosh, it took a while, but I was very, very happy with them. The only thing I couldn't do was I didn't have a red Posca, so I couldn't red out the beak. That didn't matter. But yeah, another fun one. And then this is my most recent one, which you'll see in my completed pages, so I'm not going to go into too much detail. This one was from this month, obviously, and it's all Prismacolor, fine liner. I'll use a white gel pen, glitter gel pen, sort of thing. I did use, and I'm just going to say, the Derwent blender with the particular blue that I used and with the particular red, it did bleed through, or I mean, it's not that it bleeds through, it just leaves a shadowing and it doesn't pick it up. It's like a really bright pink. And I think it happens as well when you use white gel pen over certain reds and pinks, especially, that they just show up and turn the white gel pen pink. And I'm surprised it hasn't done it actually on this page. But yeah, just to forewarn you about using that. I mean, they're one-sided anyway. It doesn't really bother me. But yeah, again, another really, really fun one. And the only other Clara thing I've done this year was from Fairy Touch of Magic by Clara Markova. This was her most recent book. I finished it in January. This was a whip. And I hate to say it, I'm not happy with this page. At the time, I was just so happy to get it done. But I really, really don't like it. And I think that's what's prevented me from colouring in this gorgeous book more. So I am thinking, do I just take it out of the book? And I know some people will be saying, why? But as I said, I just do have this thing where if there's something in the book that I don't like, it is just gonna always be there, you know. Not that I'll like throw it out or anything. I still like the page, but I just think my colouring has changed a lot, and I think it didn't help that I was using Faber-Castell, like a mix of so many different pencils. I just didn't really get the effect, and because it was a whip for so long as well, it was like a 4-month whip, I kind of just lost track of it. So luckily it is at a perfect space with the binding, because it's stitch bound. I can just pull that out very carefully. I will be using this gorgeous page so I could always find a way to tape it back in, but luckily if I took it out you wouldn't really be able to tell, so that's good. So yeah, it's one of those things where I really want to work in it, and I will work in this more, but at the moment that is putting me off majorly. So yeah, it's a stunning book, it really is, and I want to work in it more. So yeah, that's that one. I'm very much looking forward to her new book as well, 2022. Okay, so moving on to Rita Berman's books. I've worked in her new book and the second copy of Die Welt unter der Lupe Zélande this year. I got this in July time, and I've done 3, which I'm pleased about. This is my old copy and I'll show you the pictures. So this one I didn't do in my last copy, and I'm glad that I did it in this one. I just used Black Widows. Oh no, this is just left a mark. Okay. Anyway, yeah, Black Widow pencils. Sorry if you can hear the Hoover, by the way. Black Widow pencils, Stardust paint, Arteza white gel pen, and the gold metallic Signo. No, not Signo. Jelly Roll. This one was from the summer as well. This was a whip for a while, and I was glad that I came back to it. Really happy with it now. The leaves took a while, but I really liked how they turned out. I did use a Pablo for the background. That was an open stock one that I got, and polychromos just for this rose. And that was one. Actually, all 3 of these have been ones that I didn't do in my first copy. But again, I've got a second copy because I'd had my other one for like 3 years, so I wanted to redo pages, which I will be doing soon. This is the one that I've done this month, so again, I'm not going to explain it too much, but I used a lot of the new Dragon pencils from Black Widow. Experimented with the snow, so I've got Black Widow pencils, a couple of fine liners, white gel pen, Stardust paint. Yeah, very happy with that. So yeah, I haven't actually done any of the pages that I've just shown in here. I was going to. I'll probably be doing one like this one next. Here, this one. I really want to redo this one. I love how it turned out in this, but there are a couple of things that I would like to just change and see how they look. So yeah, very happy with that. Looking forward to doing more. And then we have Minoriser Europa by Rita Berman. So this is the other one that the other book, as well as the postcards that I'm trying to focus on this year. We've got this one that I coloured. I only got this book, you know, late at the end of this year. So I'm just going to, the light's really bright. Sorry about the glare. I got this quite late into the year, so I'm very surprised at what I have managed to do already. This one was Black Widow pencils. I did a tutorial on how I did this background. I made this look like Liberty. I've explained this in so much depth and I love it. If you do want to see it, I think I did it in September, so it'll be in my September completed pages. I initially started doing this page and then thought, well, I might as well make it a double spread. Or was it the other way around? I can't remember. No, I definitely started with this one. And I actually loved doing the pigeons and colouring them, even though I don't like pigeons in real life. So yeah, a lot of things that I really, really enjoyed. And then the other one I've done is this one. I'm working on this other page, which I started this month. December, I mean, sorry. But we'll see. I don't think I'll finish it by the end of the month because I do want to work on wintry pages. But that's all right. I will have it to come back to. But yeah, I'm so happy with this. This was actually Luminance and Black Widows. So I'm gradually growing my Luminance collection thanks to some lovely, lovely supporters. But yeah, it's nice being able to actually use them together because the Luminance have some lovely muted colours which go really well with the Black Widows. And yeah, just happy with that as well. So there are so many I'm looking forward to doing. I mean, every page in this is gorgeous. And I'll probably do some of the kind of starter pages. I'll probably do a few of like the easier ones just to start slowly filling up the book, I guess. which is lovely. And it will take me a while, but again, this is a book that I would just love to complete someday. Okay, so then we have Mythographic Imagine by Joseph Kattenbaum. I've worked in 3 of the 5 Mythographic books that I got this year, so I'm quite chuffed about that. I've done 1 in all the ones I'm about to show you. Oh no. Come on. There we go. This one was the first one that I did. This was Holbein pencils. Arteza white gel pen. Posca pen. Fine liners. I used fine liners to base everything apart from the leaves. Even her skin. Even her hair. I didn't use it for some things, but that was a challenge for me. Loved the background as well. That was another challenging thing. Overall, these pages are just so intimidating and challenging, but I really like them. Again, I've talked about this in so much depth. This must have been May or June. No, I don't know. I'm so sorry. It's in one of the Computer Pages videos. That doesn't help. I want to say it was June or July. Anyway, yeah. It was on and off for about 2 months. I started with the music notes and the violins. I left it, came back, left it and came back. It happened a lot and I loved it. Just loved taking it slow. Then we have Mythographic Dream Garden by Fabiano Attanasio. This was sent to me by the wonderful Sue and I really wanted to do a page in it. I did this one. This I used 3 new luminance pencils. I've shown these already. Because these were books that I purchased in 2021 or were gifted. And I used Holbeins apart from those few luminance. I did the cherry blossoms actually with a few polys, but really light layers. So I enjoyed doing that. And yeah, just again, one that I had a lot of fun with. I do quite like trying to challenge myself and cover up these hidden objects. Not sure if you can see where they are all meant to be, but there are actually some scissors there, which you can see there, but from far away. I guess you kind of can now, I've pointed it out. But yeah, I do tend to cover ones up that don't really make sense. I kept ones in that seemed fine, you know, like the cookie clock, perfume bottle, stuff like that. But some stuff I did just take out because I don't really feel like they're needed. Although I have heard they're not putting them in some of the newer books. And then finally I've got Mythographic Frozen Fantasies by Fabiano Attanasio. I've done 1 in here. This was recent. This was October or September. The last few months have just gone so quickly, I'm losing track. This was polychromos. Soft pastel background with polychromos over the top. Yeah, polys for everything. Arteza white gel pen. Bit of glitter paint. Yeah, very simple colour palette for this, but I really do like it. It was inspired by the polar bear from His Dark Materials because it just kind of reminded me of that, and I love polar bears, they're my favourite animal. I was very conscious with this. The thing I mainly wanted to do was make sure that the polar bear still stood out. So all of the white stuff like this, the ice and the icicles, I did more of a blue colour, obviously the pink and the yellow as well. But the polar bear I made grey with the, well, grey for shadowing, but then obviously kept it mainly white, just so that it was a bit different. And I didn't want to white it out because I thought that would just look really weird. It wouldn't work. I wanted the texture to still be there for the polar bear. So I think I'm going to leave it there. I tend to do these videos around 45 minutes. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed. Happy New Year to you all. Again, the schedule will be down below for all the videos because I will be putting this up on January 1st now that I've made up my mind. So my other videos, like my completed pages video, haul video and what's in my colouring bag, will all be rescheduled for different times. Hope that's okay. So there'll probably be a few more videos up in a shorter space of time at the start of the month just to fit those all in. But the second part will be coming for this video. Hopefully I'll manage to get all the books done in that time. Although I've only got a few to show in other books, so it won't take as long as some of these did. I'm sorry if I've rambled too much, but if you've been with me for a while, you know by now I do that. But yeah, that's everything. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful new year, and I will see you all in my next video. Take care everyone, bye!